Hi, this is Sam Green with Zamma Moldings, and what I have for you today is a tutorial on installing our multi-purpose reducer, our MPR. Multi-purpose because you have a variety of things you can transition to, whether it be this situation, which is going to a lower flooring, whether it's bare floor or a vinyl. We're going to reduce it down. I'm going to also include a second portion of this that will show you how to transition to carpet, which oftentimes is what you'll see. But let's first look at the molding itself. You're going to have a 6-foot molding that's in a blister pack. It will have track and screws in the pack. And we don't want to use any kind of mechanical fasteners going through it to secure it to the floor. So we're going to take our track and secure it to the substrate with the screws or anchors. Our snap track, as I mentioned, will be notched every 4 inches. And what it's going to allow us to do is just using our hands, we're going to be able to snap that, and we don't need any other specialized equipment. Cold rolled steel is going to be strong, it's going to be durable, and it will hold that. We have a 6-foot package here. You can generally get 2 doorways out of this. What I like to do is, before I get started, I want to figure out where exactly to put my piece of molding. So to do that, I'm going to cut just a couple of blanks here out of the piece of molding. I'll snap them into each end of the track and position that so that I know proper spacing on my track. I can allow for expansion. I know that I've got good coverage, and I'm going to secure my track to the floor, the subfloor, with the supplied screws. So we want to secure the molding. You don't want to over torque these screws, because you'll have a tendency, if you tighten them too tight, what'll happen is when the screw goes in and seats in the substrate, it will actually bend the molding, bend the track closed, and make it difficult for you to seat the molding when you're ready to install it. Now we pop our little blanks out here. Like I say, we know exactly where to position the track because we're using the physical molding itself to provide for spacing. I will cut my piece of molding to length, and it's as simple as that. I mean, I'm going to install the product. I start a little bit out, and I actually just slide it in to make sure that it's nice and seated. You don't want to have a situation where you catch part of that leg, and it will bend the molding over, and you get part of it in the track and you get part of the track bent over. It makes it difficult to install. And I'll take just a rubber mallet and install that. Remove our label, and we have a nice clean transition that's tight and allows for our floor to expand and contract underneath. And that's the plain and simple. Hopefully that helps. And what we'll do, I'll show you this, what we're going to do when we have a situation that we have carpet that comes up to the molding as well. So, okay. So now we've got a situation where I have carpet. And you've seen how to install the transition itself. Well, if I've got my carpet, I have to terminate there next to my reducer. So what I will do is I'm going to take a piece of tack strip, and if you're not familiar with it, the tack strip, these pins are angled, and you'll also have an angle on the wood piece itself, and that's designed when we stretch the carpet up, it'll contract back and it will seat itself on these pins and hold it in place. Now, I want to cut this to fit. What I actually have tack strip cutters, but you can use a chisel. You can be careful if you use a saw that you don't catch one of the pins. You can use tin snips even. But what I'm going to do is I want to have enough room to tuck the carpet around the edges. So I'm going to cut that. I'm going to put it in, and it's about, I gauge it with my fingertips, it's about a 1/4 inch or so away, but I'm just using my fingertip to space that away from whatever vertical surface that I'm attaching this to. Now at this point I would either use my power stretcher, which I don't know how many people are going to have access to something like that, or you can use your kicker, which basically I'm going to stretch in real world installation. I'm going to stretch this up, so like I said, I've got these pins that will catch the backing and hold it in place. It'll hold the carpet tight. So once I do that, I'm going to take my carpet, I cut this back, and I'll do sections at a time where I'm cutting to length, and I will use a stair tool. Again, you could use a screwdriver, you could use a cold chisel, and tuck this in. And just continue cutting these down in sections. And clean it up, and that's what you got. You're going to have a nice finished transition to your solid surface flooring. One of the mistakes that I see, both novice and professional, is they try and put a T-molding over this. You should never ever put a T-molding over a soft good product, because it will look good to start with, but you can imagine it doesn't have any real support, and you will tend to break that off in just a short matter of time. So always use your transitions, use your reducer, and you can tuck your carpet to it, and it's just that simple. So I hope that helps. We've got transitioning to lower levels, we've got transitioning to carpet. It is truly a multi-purpose reducer. So thank you for your time.